loadout. We can see who inspires them the most when it comes to playing Brawlhalla. Fiend here on Hattori and Yüz on Orion. Going up against Sac and Kyna. And here we go. Double Akuma. That's a fierce... That is a fierce composition to fight against.
Definitely an interesting one. Lots of great setup tools again. Gauntlet, sword, can't really go wrong in the double space. Left side though, Fiend immediately downlight. Side air's great follow-up from Yüz as well with that recovery.
Yeah, but we've seen how Fiend is such a spear specialist, and when I think about that, the fact that he's got Yüz on the Orion going in here, he keeps the lance that he likes so well with the Vector, but has the spear to complement Fiend if that's the playstyle they're going for. Down sig and the neutral sig off the top, already 2 stocks gone in an instant from Fiend and Yüz here, as they are just speed running through game 1.
That was a Yüz lance down air. Fiend positioned perfectly to not get hit by the down air and not catch Yüz, and use recoveries afterwards for the KO. That was impressively tight to hit, but the stock count gets evened up immediately from the Akumas.
Yeah, beautiful neutral signature coming out from them. And side air into Yüz. Yüz's Nair comes out a little too late to get that alley-oop. And Fiend and Yüz are looking for those setups once again as Fiend brings one off the side of the stage, and the neutral light bats them both back. Fiend just going in, dashing forward with the neutral light, catching the landings as Yüz stays behind him, looking for any follow-ups they could possibly get. And they're pummeling their way through the opposition here, but still a really good lead here for the blue team. One more recovery from Fiend, and that could be it for Sac's second stock. There he goes. Let's see if Kyna can avoid the team combo. He can't.
Okay.
Oh, but Fiend doesn't neutral sig the other way. I feel like that was like the finisher, but it just doesn't come out. They still get the damage through, though, and Kyna now low. Could go down pretty quickly.
Kyna was likely aiming for Yüz, but ended up catching Fiend with that side signature. Downlight into the recovery. Fiend still living. Yüz actually locking up both of the red team members with his lance play as the down sig takes another stock.
Yeah, I love the down stick coming out from Yüz. At the same time, though, Fiend goes off the top, and now it is 2 stocks to 1, but the team combo on Kyna. Oh my, Fiend, that was 3 neutral lights. DI is a thing. So,
I fear no DI.
Yeah. I mean, why not? You keep doing it until they hold a direction, I guess. Fiend getting a lot of mileage off of that move. And the D-Light Slider actually hits both Sac and Kyna. Neutral light comes forward, and Sac stops Fiend from getting that team combo off of Yüz's setup. But man, Kyna and Sac have stayed really stacked throughout this game, and it's made it pretty easy for Fiend and Yüz to get the team combos. That neutral sig spikes them off the bottom right, and that's a solid victory coming out from Fiend and Yüz. And honestly, almost the entire game was team combos.
Yeah,
when they did have them, they were setting up for them.
If you're a fan of 2v2 team combos, that was an amazing match. I mean, like, that final combo where Yüz positions to make sure the end sig lands off stage, he's like, I know you're doing a downlight side air. I just need to pick the right spot along the path. Look at that. Perfect positioning to make sure it launches over the corner.
So I want to get this comment in before we go on throughout the match, which is that something that's really impressive to me about Fiend and Yüz is that when they're not team comboing, they're setting up for team combos even if they're not getting them. Which is to say that like Fiend and Yüz are like in a neutral state where they're like, okay, you do your neutral light, you do your neutral light depending on who's doing front to back, and then they follow up with that and they hope they can get a combo set up. And it's really interesting to watch because, like right there, right? When Fiend hits the neutral light, Yüz is dashing back and forth to see, okay, what out of hit stun thing am I going to punish? And it just so happens to be right now that Sac and Kyna are doing so well that Yüz and Fiend can't get anything started.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Yüz and Fiend are trying so hard. Oh, okay, he touches. Trying so hard to get those starters, but really you want to get that follow-up, and Kyna and Sac are denying those follow-ups, not letting them get that extra as the downlight side air will put the first stock in favor of the red team. Yeah, and this is a great way to play against a team who's relying on those for their knockouts. It's just kind of like, okay, well, we know that the starter that they're doing doesn't do anything on its own for the player that's hitting you. So you just pay attention to the teammate, stop them from getting that follow-up, and take out those stocks. That goes down. Yüz might follow shortly afterwards. No, Fiend takes Kyna down instead, and this is a scary moment for Sac, right? Oh no, the neutral combo. Sidelight Nair, side air, and Yüz can't get the landing down there, but that's already from fresh stock to orange in just the moment that it took for Kyna to come back to the stage. Some immediate damage being put out there. Yüz still sitting on that first stock, finally gets taken down by that downlight side air. Right side, Fiend trying to play the unarmed against Kyna and Sac, and he's actually going to hold on. Didn't take too much damage in that power play. Oh, recovery hits. And Yüz, while trying to go for a punish, gets team comboed himself. D-Light down air, goes for the reset on the side light. Side sig hits, and Yüz immediately goes back over to Fiend, hoping to get something started on Sac.
but it's not looking like it's going to happen. Kind of winning a lot of these neutral exchanges against Yüz. That's a D-Light Nair, 2 Nairs, D-Light recovery, Fiend up the top. And the red team takes the lead for the first time this set.
Ooh, but Yüz comes in, immediate side heavy, will even up that stock count, kind of trying to make sure he doesn't get caught in between both blue team members. You saw him disengage, go to the outside, make sure he wasn't inside that sandwich.
Ooh, nice neutral light coming out. Another neutral light. Another neutral light, dude. Fiend.
There's the DI, though.
That's the third triple that we've seen. Fiend really just going to be like, okay, I'm just going to, if it works, just got to keep doing it.
He's like a player who hasn't learned about team combos in DI. He's just like, I know neutral light launches back to you.
Well,
I'm just gonna keep doing it.
I think there's like a little bit more to it than that. It's more like Fiend's like, I'm going to push them with this for as long as it takes for them to do something about it, and then I'll start doing something different. Oh, that was gonna be so sick with the ground pound coming through. Sidelight doesn't get him, but Kyna has an idea of what fate's in store for him here as that Nair comes through. Another Nair, already sweating on the way back down to the stage. Fiend looking for that starter, Sidelight, D-Light, whatever have you. One neutral light punishes out that dodge. Oh, Kyna gets some damage in. I like that Nair, but committed a little too much. As Yüz says, one Nair on my teammate means you lose that stock and the game as they go up 2-0 in the set.
Yeah, some solid readage coming out. He knew exactly how to cover that dodge. Hit him with the gravity cancel NSYNC. I really want to revisit that team combo that was building at the start of those final stocks, because Fiend used the spear down zig, which is not really often, especially in the gravity cancel in that position. You don't see it in those team combos, but I love it because it's like optimal damage that you can put out there. Is just put a bunch of damage on someone who's early stock.
Yeah, Fiend really just bringing out a bunch of awesome maneuvers here. I mean, even Yüz with Yüz's down sigs, right? Where it's like on Orion, I don't know. I'm that's one of those signatures where I'm like, you don't have to use this. but he manages to make it work and gets a lot of knockouts off the top. Down air comes through the stage. Oh, there's a team combo setup. Double neutral light comes through. Fiend gets the D-Light, but doesn't want to commit to the Sair. Sides it connects. There goes Sac. And the team combo off the down light? No, they tried, and he did technically get a hit while he was in hit stun, but not much more off of that besides a neutral light. And they go back into neutral. Ooh, that had to hurt.
I think a lot of things here have been hurting. As Sac bonks his head, he's going to fall there. Sac's on his final stock.
That was a really early SD. And now we can see Fiend and Yüz are being like, well, any damage that we do to Sac is just like, that's probably the game. Let's see if Kyna can bring it back, though, because Kyna is still on. 3 stocks. Yeah. Still on 3 stocks. Okay.
Let me delay that answer for a little
Well,
bit.
if I finished the sentence, the knockback would have been enough.
Well, he does find it. Yeah, it's when you finish the sentence that he gets hit by the down sig. The end sig takes out the teammate, but it's still 5 stocks to 3. As the side sig from Sac will finish off the stock.
So you said it was 5 stocks to 3, so that's why it's not true anymore.
Okay. Let's keep saying facts to change that. 4 stocks to 3.
4 stocks to 3.
Pause, champ.
Oh, well, Sac was on the right side of the stage for a second there. It was a little scary.
It's like those evil genies, right? Is like you have to perfectly word your wish, otherwise something bad happens.
I feel like talking about how the rules work thus then nullifies the process, right? You can only talk about it in hindsight. Is that not how it works?
I don't know. I have met so few evil genies in my life. I haven't experienced that.
Well,
down sig connects. Fiend taking a little bit of damage here, but really,
so behind.
How is Sac still living?
What?
He's not. Okay, well,
wait, how did Fiend go down? Did he down sig into
I think the side
pound?
sig from because Sac was side sigging, and then the ground pound from Kyna.
Because Fiend ended up getting spiked from stage.
Yeah,
when he goes down, side air hits, Kyna gets him with the recovery, and that's enough force to get him off the top. And I forgot, Duke. That's another stock that Kyna's got to play here. That is how quickly Sac went down in this game 3. Team combo setting up here. D-Light, side air, doesn't get the Nair. Although Fiend was ready for the unarmed Nair there with that down signature. That Nair comes through. Kyna just getting hit by more and more spear attacks. Oh, I really thought
he
Yüz
thought
was
he was
going
to get punished. He stood there like,
Kyna was
come
like,
on.
where's the spear sidelight, bro? You guys are sleeping on. Like, my goodness. He just dashed back and forth. Oh, and that's it.
The wake up, Fiend will finish it off. 3-0 in favor of Fiend and Yüz. They have earned their spot. Guaranteed top 3 finish.
Yeah, really great. Okay, wow, I need to see that again. I wasn't ready. I was in the middle of a sentence.
So quick.
we need to go back, production. Oh, no, that's not it.
No, instead, we're watching the wake up.
Oh, I did like that moment, though, because that clash of the ground pound is pretty hard to get, because usually ground pound players are like good about, you know, centering the ground pound on the spear recovery and not having that happen. But because that happened and his teammate was covering him, he went right off the top of the stage a lot earlier than that stock should have allowed. So a 3-0 for Fiend and Yüz brings them into the podium spot on that winner's side.
Those damage numbers, that was 17 put out from Sac's sword and like 15